I'm cheering up a little. You know, my life, as I've mentioned, it's just been so difficult because of the things I care about, the things that actually matter. From a young age, my life has been difficult because my parents, you know, they, like any kid, I try to please my parents. I try to figure out what they think is right based on what they say and what they do. But anything I try to do to please them, they just tell me how it's wrong. I won't say they were inconsistent. They were quite consistent in that anything I tried was somehow wrong. Is it any wonder that I bit my nails until they bled right up until I moved out, and even a little bit after that? Of course, it's no surprise. That's exactly what you'd expect from somebody who cares about what's right and wrong in that kind of environment. The only thing they were consistent about really is expecting me to be a scumbag. So I did try that too, once I got out more on my own, but it's very unfulfilling. But I don't blame myself for trying it. It's like you don't really have a metric for determining right and wrong. Like, what, listen to other people? Other people, they care about infantile shit. At least my parents, I'll tell you one thing. They didn't try to keep up with the Joneses or stupid shit like that. So, I mean, that was good. Oh, yeah, anyway, I did finally get my birth certificate and some forms for the homeless shelter to fill out, help get my ID, and then a job. I still haven't heard back from the psychiatrist, and since I had to correct them on my email address 2 times, I think I'm going to have to walk up there and be like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Because if I had to correct them 2 times, that's one more time than you would think, so good chance they're still fucking wrong somehow. It's fine, it's not like I'm doing anything better, really. The wheels of getting out of homelessness turn slowly. Another thing that's really isolating is most people I speak to, even when they're not homeless people, don't understand really scientific stuff that I've understood for a long time. I long for the halcyon days when I thought that this was just a scientific reality, because I know lots about science. I won't say I know everything, but I know like so much more than other people. Just like basic stuff, I'm astounded when people don't know it. Like, for instance, electrons have no color. That's something I thought as a kid, and I'm embarrassed to have thought that, because they're always blue in the diagrams, and sparks are blue, so I thought, oh, electrons are blue. It's silly, though. Like a spark is blue because the voltage knocks the electrons in the atoms of air up an orbital, and then when they return to their ground state, they emit a photon of energy proportional to the energy they absorbed from that jolt. And photons with a lot of energy are bluer in color. So, I mean, I don't blame myself too much for thinking that. But, like, if I ask the average person, like, why are sparks blue? They wouldn't know. You can see why this past 8 years might be hard for someone like me, because I go from a state of knowing how reality works, science, to science just being the tip of the icebergs. Science being like rudimentary reality for beginners. Because it's like, there's no manuals to consult for that shit, I watched a SciShow video about the sharpest object, and the announcer guy said, cutting might seem straightforward, but it's a lot more complex than you might think. And then I watched the whole video, and I'm like, that's exactly what I thought. How do you not know how cutting works? One of the things I like about this new segment of the homeless shelter is that people have fewer conversations where they're just saying stupid shit that is clearly fucking untrue and having conversations about it. And it's like, I can't engage with that, because the only way I could is be like, no, that's not how that works at all, actually. Here's how it does work. So I just stay silent, but it's like being assaulted with wrongness. It's like it was wearing at my nerves. And it's a lot more mellow in the new place, maybe because it's for crazy people and they're medicated. Who fucking knows? I can just read my book. Anyway, I have a limited amount of time to watch YouTube videos before hiking back on up to the place, so everybody have a nice day.